It's a busy night tonight for those of us involved in the worship. The writer of the book of Hebrews tells us by faith we can understand certain things. Chapter 11 of Hebrews, verse 1, now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. As humans everywhere, we hope certain things, often many things. We can't see them yet, but we all do hope for things. As examples, a person engaged in global climate change believes that and thinks that if major changes are not made in government and business, that the earth will get too hot or too cold, and the end of life as we know it will come. A person starting a new business hopes to make a very good living at that business, but until that business is run, doesn't know if it will pan out or not. And a religious person wants to go live with God in heaven when he or she passes away. So these are things that we hope for, things that we have faith will happen. Each of these have faith, but sometimes not much evidence because they can't see the end from where we are now. For us in the religious world, we have faith in God and Jesus, His Son. We live our lives by faith based on evidence that we get from nature and history and the Bible. Faith is very important to us all. The business person will work very hard to see that his or her business becomes a success. The global climate change person will work hard to convince others that unless these changes are made with government business, the earth won't last very much longer. It'll be terminated. James, the 2nd chapter, verses 14 through 26, we learn, what does it profit, my brethren, if someone says he has faith but does not have works? Can faith save him? If a brother or sister is naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you says to them, depart in peace, be warmed and filled, but you do not give them the things that are needed for their body, what does it profit? Thus also faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. But someone will say, you have faith and I have works. Show me your faith without your works, and I'll show you my faith by my works. You believe that there is one God, you do well. Even the demons believe and tremble. But do you want to know, O foolish man, that faith without works is dead? Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he offered Isaac his son on the altar? Do you see the faith was working together with his works, and by works faith was made perfect? And the scripture was fulfilled, which says, Abraham believed God, was accounted to him for righteousness, and he was called a friend of God. You see then that man is justified by works, not by faith only. Likewise was not Rahab the harlot also justified by works when she received the messengers and sent them another way? For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also. Going back to those examples that I used earlier, each of those parties had hope or faith in something, and most expect to put work in to that so that their faith or hope is moved forward. Here at our congregation, we have a lot of wonderful activities planned for this spring, summer, and fall. Projects for all ages. We've got worship and Bible study 3 or 4 times a week. We've got ladies' Bible class on Fridays. We've got preparing lunch for Ronald McDonald House Monthly. The Mexico Missions Taco event is this Saturday afternoon to support the Mexico Missions. The Mexico Mission events be coming up in the summer, and quite a few people from here and other places will be going to that to build a house for a family in Mexico. The week of Bible camp at Weeki Wachee will be June the 11th to the 17th. That event takes a lot of help from here and other congregations also. Vacation Bible School will come up later this summer. Another major event. Visits to the sick and shut-ins. They need more visits. Learn what to do. That will make a difference in the lives of older members here who at one time in the past were young themselves. The Weeki Wachee Christian Camp yard sales, Tabitha Martin's mission support, maintenance and repair on the building, and other things I probably forgot. All of these things are a lot of work. When we sit here in the building and we worship, we try to grow our faith, and that's a wonderful thing. But if all we do is come to worship and sit in the pew and then leave and go try to live godly lives, but don't put any work into trying to grow and do better and help support all of the wonderful things that we have going on here, then it becomes a job too large for just a few. I know that I noticed when I started this that a lot of our younger married couples are not here, and some others that need to hear something like this. So if it won't happen from here tonight, take it yourselves and spread the word that we need more people here to lead these songs, more people to help maintain our building, more people to support the Bible camp and the Mexico missions and the Vacation Bible School and all these other things. Let's remind those who are younger, whether married or not, that they need to get into the harness and start helping the work. And then those of us that are older, to be patient with them and to encourage them to come and do things, just like people like Brother Hopper and Brother Dowdy and others used to encourage me to come and work, and my family, so our whole family would come and engage in the work here. God's given us all a lot of talents, and we've seen so much activity tonight, people stepping up to help with the songs who in the past might not have been anxious to do that, but yet are stepping up now and growing. That's a wonderful thing. So let's try to, both the leaders, the women especially, because men will do things for women that they won't do for themselves. Of course, they'll do some other stuff for themselves, but women can get their husbands to do a lot of things when encouraged to do them at church. And one of the things is for the younger people to learn to come up and give these talks. We do this each Wednesday night as an invitation, but also as a time to practice speaking before others. And it can work out well in business later on for the younger people. It can work out well in school or college. It can work out well when they are in clubs or other times that when they need to address people in public. This is good practice, because here everybody loves me. When I go talk somewhere else, they may not so much. So these are good practice times. But also, since we've covered these things, we were not necessarily doing an invitation. But if for some reason you have need of prayers of the congregation, or there's a person here who needs to put on Christ in baptism, this is a good time, a very good time to do that as we sing our song of encouragement.